How does it feel to be replaced by one of Saturday Late Night's cast members? Chris Pratt will play the lead role in the upcoming Super Mario movie, but John Leguizamo, who played Luigi in the 1993 live-action Super Mario Bros. Movie, thinks the casting isn't quite right. Speaking with TMZ, Leguizamo said, "What's funny about this whole deal is that it is kind of backward. Watch this video completely for the full gist." First up, John Leguizamo had some thoughts about the casting of Chris Pratt in the Super Mario Bros. Film adaptation. When it was announced that Chris Pratt would star in the upcoming Super Mario movie, many fans were excited to see the actor take on the iconic role. However, some criticized the casting choice, saying that it was backward and lacking in diversity. The animated film, the Super Mario Bros. Movie, starring Chris Pratt and Charlie Day as Mario and Luigi respectively, has received some criticism from John Leguizamo. Leguizamo, who played Luigi opposite Bob Hoskins' Mario in 1993's live-action Super Mario Bros., told IndieWire that having two white actors voicing Mario and Luigi was a backward step. The controversy started when John Leguizamo tweeted about his frustrations with how actors were treated for this particular film. When Leguizamo attended Comic-Con in New York and Baltimore, he noted that many people preferred the old original version to the new one. He added that it's terrible that the filmmakers, Annabel, Jankel, and Morton, went backward and didn't choose another actor of color after battling so hard for him to lead because he's a Latino, even if the studio never wanted him to. Leguizamo also takes issue with casting a black woman as Princess Daisy. At the same time, there are so few female leads already, though he acknowledged that this might have been done purposely to reflect diversity better. He said that the filmmakers, Annabel Jankel and Morton, had to battle hard to get him the starring part since he is Latino. The studio first refused to cast him as the lead, but they finally agreed. He went on to suggest that it was a mistake for them not to hire another actor of color. Pratt's casting as Mario in the Super Mario Bros. Movie has been a source of contention since the actor from Guardians of the Galaxy and Jurassic World joined the film. Before the film's teaser debuted, Pratt told Variety that his Mario voice was unlike anything you've heard in the Mario universe before. Still, the video left many fans perplexed since Pratt merely sounded like himself, more or less. Pratt said that he worked extremely closely with the filmmakers to polish the Mario voice, adding, "We tried a couple of things and arrived on something that I'm really happy about." Also, the criticism on Twitter. Former Luigi actor John Leguizamo called for people to boycott the upcoming film, claiming it's backward to have a white American actor portray an Italian-American plumber. Leguizamo took a jab at the casting of Parks and Recreation star Chris Pratt in the film, noting that he is from Indiana and is not Italian-American. In October, Leguizamo first spoke out against the new movie on Twitter, writing that the Mario movie reboot was a good idea, but it was too bad they went all white. He said there was no Latinx in the leads, and the original had groundbreaking colorblind casting. Plus, he said that he was the only one who knew how to make this movie work script-wise. The movie does not reflect the diversity of the video game franchise. The Super Mario Bros. Movie also stars Anya Taylor-Joy as Princess Peach, Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong, Jack Black as Bowser, Keegan-Michael Key as Toad, Fred Armisen as Cranky Kong, and Sebastian Maniscalco as Spike, in addition to Pratt and Charlie Day. While the film has yet to have an official trailer, it has already received criticism, with many fans expressing their dissatisfaction with the film's voice actors. Critics have criticized Pratt's performance as Mario, believing that Illumination and Nintendo should have utilized Charles Martinet, who has portrayed the famed plumber for over 2 decades. The backlash became worse when the first trailer for the film featured Pratt's Mario voice, which was panned for sounding too similar to his usual speaking. Also, Nintendo has not commented on the lack of diversity in the movie. Nintendo has not yet responded to the criticism about the lack of diversity in their upcoming movie. The company has been criticized for their casting of a white actor, Chris Pratt, as Mario in their upcoming movie about the video game franchise. Even though he is an accomplished actor, he does not have any similar features or history with Nintendo that would make him a believable choice for this role. John Leguizamo, who played Luigi in the 1993 live-action version of the Super Mario Bros., said that Nintendo should have gone with an actor who looks more like the iconic character. While it is unknown why they chose not to cast a Latino actor, some believe that they are choosing more well-known actors to sell tickets. It is possible that Nintendo is attempting to go with big-name actors in order to draw in more people, because it has been announced that many will be intrigued by who will play as their favorite character. This could result in more people attending, despite what critics have said about them only casting white males for these roles. Some do argue that there was already a diverse cast, with Toad, Princess Daisy, and Yoshi all being non-white characters. However, those are background characters and aren't even considered the main ones, despite being popular. Despite the backlash, numerous members of the Super Mario Bros. Creative team have supported the film's cast. Kari Payton, who portrays King Penguin, argued that people overreacted, arguing that Pratt's rendition edition of the role was amusing. Chris Melandandri, creator and CEO of Illumination, also supported the decision, saying, "I sit here and say that I adore Pratt's portrayal of Mario." While Leguizamo didn't hold back in his criticism of the casting, he did say that he's a fan of Pratt and he thinks he'll do a good job in the role. The Super Mario Bros. Movie, which will be released in cinemas on April 7, 2023. Next up is the specific issue with casting Chris Pratt as Mario. The issue with casting Chris as Mario has to do with identity politics and how it differs from how people of color are traditionally represented in Hollywood productions. This type of casting choice can be seen as marginalizing or even erasing those identities entirely, which goes against what diversity initiatives are trying to do: create more opportunities for people from diverse backgrounds to have their voices heard on screen and tell their own stories. So, while some might see this as an opportunity for a big name like Chris Pratt to break into the film industry in an unconventional way and open up doors for other actors who want to try something new, others might see this choice as reinforcing white privilege. Herein lies an issue in Hollywood, and shows just how far there is to go before you can truly say we have achieved real diversity. With so few people of color, especially Latinos, represented in movies, there are few options available if you want a high-profile actor like Chris Pratt. It doesn't help that Hollywood has so few examples of characters from different ethnic backgrounds. The best way to find a new and diverse role for actors who haven't had many opportunities might actually be through video games. With so many video games featuring strong, dynamic characters of all types, it would make sense for Hollywood to turn them into movies too, and introduce those fantastic stories to a whole new audience. The implications of this kind of casting. John Leguizamo doesn't think it's a good idea to have a white man play such an iconic character who is of Italian descent. The implications of this kind of casting are not yet clear. Still, it can be speculated that there will be backlash from those who feel that their culture is being appropriated or misrepresented by Hollywood. Hollywood has a history of taking parts that should be played by actors of color and casting them with white people, such as Scarlett Johansson playing Motoko Kusanagi in Ghost in the Shell, Tilda Swinton playing the Ancient One in Doctor Strange, and Matt Damon being cast as Great Wall protagonist William Guerin. There may also be people who feel that such iconic characters should not be played by white people if they were created by the Japanese. The implication here would be that filmmakers are creating damaging stereotypes by casting white actors for non-white roles. This is not to say that actors should be banned from certain parts based on their ethnicity, but rather to acknowledge a history of racism and damaging stereotypes in Hollywood that have harmed non-white people for far too long. There may be some actors who are fine with playing roles traditionally played by people of another race, but it depends entirely on what kind of actor you are. No one should tell an actor whether they can or cannot play any particular part because they don't understand or agree with your reasons for saying so. It will take time to see how audiences react to white characters being portrayed by non-white actors, since they're still a minority, but hopefully casting won't continue along these lines until studios stop assuming there aren't enough non-white candidates available or auditioning. So what do you think of John Leguizamo's comments? Do you agree with him, or do you think the casting is fine? Let us know in the comments section below. Click the subscribe and the like button so you don't miss out on other great content. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Bye.